There we go. On you. Hey, it's Dave. Got my John Deere S140 in here. This is not old drippy. This is the one I use at the house now. Old drippy's out at the property. I don't know about you guys, but we've been having day after day of rain here. I was out of pocket a couple days and crushed my finger on a sledgehammer before I went out of town. It's healing up, but anyways, I'll wear gloves for most of the day. 4 stitches and a broken bone. So don't do that. Don't hit yourself. So put all that aside. So what do you do on a rainy day? Probably what I should have done about a month ago when I first started mowing is the annual maintenance for my lawnmower. If you look in the book, it has like things that you need to do at different stages. At a minimum, every 20 hours is to grease the spindles and such on your mower head and on your front axles. So that needs to be done. But then annually, I think it's a good practice to change your oil, put a new air filter in, put a new oil filter in. We're going to put new plugs in, and I even got a new filter for the gas. So everything will be updated. I'm going to drop the deck. That's the first thing we're going to do. Pull the deck out and get the blades off and sharpen and balance the blades. I'll go through that process. We did it, it's pretty similar to what we did on the Troy-Bilt chipper shredder, but the process isn't that bad. Sometimes the hardest part is getting the mower deck off. But we're going to follow the directions just like in the operator's manual. So you may do it quicker and better. I'm going to do it the way this says it for demonstration purposes. There are probably things that I would do differently just from glancing at it. All right, Dave out. First thing to do with your mower, they say is, and this is a step I would not normally do, but we'll follow the directions. Put it on wood block. So, and then lower your deck as far as you can so there's no tension on it. That's the idea. Ooh, the spring is on. This one right here. Oh yeah, that removes the tension. For sure. And let's see if we can get this off right here. Can we do that? Whoop! That went flying. Alright, I gotta get a deep oil socket. Just touching the top. And I'm having trouble. There. There. Oopsie. Whoopsie. There we go. So there's a pin and a pin, and these should fall off. We have a pin right here, right there. And that has to come out too. So you got those 2 pins. This pin. There's that one. And then this should come off. Well, there's a washer. There's that. There's that. Kind of hidden under here. It's right there. So it's just right here. See if we can grab it and pull it out. Oh yeah, got that. And then this should come off. And it did. And then we go over, I guess, to the other side and repeat. So in the description of this video, I'll put all the tools that I use. Oh, I still got the front to do. Let's do the front. I forgot about that. So we got this bar here. And what they're saying in the manual is to take this off and slide this out. These clips are a bear to get off, by the way. Easy now, boss. Yeah, see, that end one's got to slide over that knob. That's what makes this harder than the typical ones. You know, really, probably should have done this one. We're going to do it this way. Maybe done this one. There. That is not easy. See, it's got that little clip thing. And it's getting that end off that's hard. But we got it. Push that through. Grab your washer. And our deck's free. She takes a lot of space. It is not there yet. Yeah. This dude, he just fell out. That's what was in there. That bracket fell. Alright, so the way this is set up, there's a spindle and the blade. I'll show you so you can see. Spindle, blade fits in. It's got the like a little backwards castle nut that it sits in. So it sits on that. Then there's a washer and a nut, and that's the orientation. The blade. The blade's all cut. Should be all cutting the same way. I do these one at a time, so I'll take one off, sharpen it, and then loosely put it back on until I'm ready to tighten. But before I do that, any of that, I like to get all this crud out. Just use a putty knife. Get all this stuff. If you're allergic to grass, this is probably not the best way to do it. Probably better to follow that whole using water and hooking the hose up routine that it tells you to do to clean the bottom out. I could do that. I haven't done that. Anyway, get the bottom all cleaned out, and we'll go sharpen the blade. The edge on it's not too bad. I thought it would be a lot worse. Let's see, there's a lot of debate about what's the best way. Whether I think there's debate. It's none of debate. I don't care. Sharpen your blade. So I personally, I'm going to use a did that upside down. I'm going to use a grinder. There you go. John Deere says there's 2 ways to do your sharpening. Their book, their manual says you can sharpen with a hand file or with a grinder. The issue, some people say, the amount of heat that this puts off by grinding causes the blade to lose its temper. Perfectly. So that's how I do it. And you want to make sure that at the center that it's balanced. Look at that. I don't know if you can see, but we're pretty balanced. I try to take about the same amount off of each side. That's pretty good. If it's off, let's say it's tipped a little bit, all you do is you pull this off and you'll grind a little bit more off and then re-measure it and until you get it to be balanced. So you definitely want a balanced blade. If your blade's not balanced, then what will happen is your mower will slowly vibrate, and this will create an uneven cut, but it'll also in time destroy your spindle. I'm going to turn you guys off because it's the same process. We're going to do these other two. Deck turned around, all the blades sharpened. Now we're going to do the last thing for the deck. I also cleaned it out. It's a huge mess under there. But the last thing is to grease it. And each of the spindles has a grease point. You're supposed to grease these like every 20 hours. There it is. And if you can see that grease point, but it's just a grease nipple right there. Alright, so the spindles are greased. The deck is pretty much ready. We won't put it back on right now. But that's it for the deck. Blades sharpened. Grease your spindles. Now we'll go to the motor. We'll get the oil draining. Well, let me get this out of the way. Get my fat fingers in there. What kind of nut we got? Small one. There it is. We'll take this little panel off. It's a shame. I'm trying to tape my jaw. But anyway, not a big deal. Comes off pretty easy. There we go. So we twisted it. Now we should pull this dude out. Oh, there it is. Like the other side, I'm going to take this little panel off. Uh-oh. You're a oil filter. Oh, man, I've never seen one that tight. Shouldn't be that tight. That's where it came off. Look at that. Look at all that torque I had to put on it. But like I was saying, even for small engines, I kind of go with the philosophy that it should be like snug. Get you cleaned up. Now is the only time you can really get cleaned underneath the filter, so take your time to do that. Oh. Lily's at the, and Tessa, they're both getting groomed today. That's where they're at. There. That's good. There, so a little quarter turn more than hand. I'd say that's snug. I'm going to go put the oil cap back in, on. The one we just took off to drain it. And we should be able to, ready to fill this. So right now it's right at the full. What I'll do is I'll run it, but fill up the oil filter, and I bet it'll take the less than what is it, 300 milliliters left, so the air should be right under this. This is the first time I've had this apart. I bought this last season, and it was so dry for a lot of the season, they didn't really mow that much. Yeah, look at that little air filter, I can tell all the dust. That's nasty. So get rid of that. Put a new air filter on. Well, let's wipe that out first. Let's give it a old cleaning. Tight. And let's see. So I think I will have to take this off to get to my plugs, maybe. I'm guessing. No, you're an idiot, dude. Put it right here. Alright, forget all this. You didn't need to do that. I'm just an idiot. I want to show you the inside of my motor. That's what it was. Alright. There it is. Alright, I'm an idiot. That's my plug. Looks like it's running a little hot. Yeah, Dave, what's all that rust on your flywheel and stator and stuff? Well, that's what happens when you store your equipment under a tarp. Moisture. I am building a shelter for it, but tell them that's all I got. Yep, just like the other one. I'd say it's running a little lean. There we go. Okay. That's that. Let's do the fuel filter. And then we'll be filtered out. And checked out this last thing. Of course, put it on the bottom where you can't reach it. Let me see. You come from the tank, so let's get a plug. have a plug for just such an occasion. All I do is the side that comes from the gas tank. When I pull that out, which I'm getting ready to do, I'll stick this in, and hopefully we'll have a lot less gas leak. Yeah, well, we can hope. Are you ready? Okay. Whoop. And there you go. There. Woo. Okay. So, and then of course, what was ever in there leaked out. So we can get this off. Not making too much of a mess. And there goes everything that was in the carburetor. So, and what we got here is which way? I'm guessing this way. That's the only way that really makes sense. Okay, come on now. Stop. There. Oh, goodness gracious. Got a really long post on it. No, almost. There. Okay. Take you out. Put you in. There we go. Come on now. You do not want to give up there. It's getting very difficult. I don't know. What the heckers is your issue? I'm making you big enough, you should be moving up there. There it is. Now you're too far up. Alright, there we go. So the first one, we're losing light. So we can get some light on it. We lost that. So there's one here. I turn. One inside the wheel. Yep, right down there. And then there's one on the center, right up here somewhere. I have to find it. Here and there. So let's get those two spots. This one first. So you can see the grease coming out the bottom. So that's a good indicator we are full. Turn this this way. I should be able to get in there. Yeah, that's right. See it. Should be able to see it now. Right there. So, on that.
middle. I don't know. Let's take a look. See what we can see. You see one in the middle? Oh, I do. Right there. So, show you. Hold on a minute. Get my fat butt down here. There we go. Fat butt and all. It's right there. It's interesting. Got it. Jimmy down in there. There we go. Okay. And let's get this one while we're at it. Since we're already down here. Come on. Oh, why you don't want to go? Oh, 'cause it's froze. Oh, come on, David. Let me try from over there. Let's see what's going on here. There it is. It's just I had the wrong angle. It goes on. Doesn't hang on very well. There we go. And back here. Let's get this one. Where are you at? Oh, you're on the front. This one. Shoot it down. Right there. Oh. Alright, I'm going to do the mower. Next, I'm going to turn you off for that. You've already seen it. So, let me get that on and I'll do a complete time, including putting the mower back on. And you can weigh what it is if it's something you want to do yourself. Alright, Dave out. We got it all done. I put the deck going on was actually much easier than coming off. I think it's just because it's all new. That's probably why it's a little harder coming off. But it went on super easy. I didn't use the wood blocks. My recommendation is don't use wood blocks. Just lower your deck as far down as it will go and use that to take it off, and then lower it down all the way when you put it back on. Don't forget, when you slide your deck underneath, you have to lift up your carriage so it's up all the way so it can slide in underneath real easy. And then it'll go on real simple. I had no problems with it. All hooked up real easy. So yeah, that part was done. So my total time, if I take out videoing and just actual work, was about an hour and 20 minutes, 25 minutes of actual work time. So for an hour and 25, for a cost of $74, this tractor is completely serviced good for another year. And we sharpened the blades, we checked the belts, we greased every grease point, we changed the gas or the fuel filter, the oil filter, the air filter. We changed the oil, put a new, I said oil filter on it. So everything's like tip-top shape now, and so it's ready to rock and roll. I think it's worth it. The skill level to do this is, I think anybody with a mechanics tool set and some time, be patient, take your time, figure things out, and you can do it. Even just by looking at what's in your instruction, in your owner's manual, you can figure most of the stuff out. So that'd be my advice. I always think it's better to do it yourself.
you own it, you understand, makes you understand your equipment a little bit better. So that part of it. Yeah, so that would be my view. Anyways, like I always say, make kindness your business, do something kind for somebody. If you get a chance to do that, it can really impact somebody's life. Lily's back from the groomer. Come here, Lily, let's give her a look. Come here, baby. So, Lily's back from the groomer, and she's looking all sharp. So, yeah, like her little, yeah, she's a beauty. Anyway, yeah, do something kind for somebody. You never know what that can do. I also appreciate you tuning in and watching. It means a lot. So, we'll get this moved out of here so my wife can park. I got to blow out all the dirt, and we're ready to go. So, hey, appreciate it. For Dave and Lily, we're going to say out.